Donald Trump is the narcissist that only feels like he's up here if he's putting down people over here. He stays hyper fixated on Joe Biden because he knows how successful Joe Biden's presidency was. And so to make himself in his presidency, who which is a failure, for the last 100 days, absolute failure. Check out my video I did going through all of Donald Trump's successes. And none of those successes are successes in a good way. Okay. I also did a article over on Substack. You could go over and read through a lot of the successes that aren't successes. Okay. So he knows his approval rating is in the dumps. I don't understand why it's not in the negative now. Well, I do know that 30% has remained steadfast since Donald Trump came down that escalator, and that 30% is the MAGA base. Period. They will never stray away from Donald Trump. Period. All of what Donald Trump is doing, they voted for this. They will never stray away from Donald Trump, which is why I'll tell y'all, I'll talk about MAGAnuts. I never talk to MAGAnuts. I'm not wasting my time for willfully incompetent, obtuse, deranged people. I'm not doing it. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not trying to get MAGAnuts to see the reality of things. They see the reality of things. They see the reality. They see that this country is being destroyed. They see that. They are all for that. They voted for this. They voted for this. So I find solace. I know we are all hurting, but I find solace knowing that those people, they too are hurting. They may get out on social media praising Donald Trump. They may get out on social media trying to get underneath other people's skin, praising Donald Trump. They can do all of that. But I know once they put the phone down, I know they are struggling to buy eggs. I know their retirement accounts are dwindling just like mine. I know that their property taxes are increasing, their mortgages are increasing. I know that they, too, are being tapped at the gas pump. I know this. So they can laugh and celebrate all they want, but they are hurting and struggling just like I am. So I take solace in knowing that. And a lot of them probably are worse off than I am. Because I still got all of my teeth, and a lot of them don't have teeth, which is why sometimes I call them the toothless brigade. They voted for this. They voted for Donald Trump to put Black people in their place. They voted for Donald Trump to whitewash Black history, to remove Black people from pivotal roles in corporations throughout the United States. They voted for Donald Trump to put Black people back in their place, remove DEI, remove affirmative action. They believe if all of that happens, then they will be elevated, which they will not. They will not. Because we see with Donald Trump's economic policies, because of those economic policies, a lot of them are losing their jobs. Farmers are crying because they're losing their farms. Housing industry is crying because they can't afford the lumber and the steel to build things here in the United States. So they're losing their jobs. The ports are bare. No ships coming into the local ports. So all of those people who work down there at the docks, who voted for Donald Trump, yeah, they're losing their jobs. All of those truckers who are losing trucking jobs because there's nothing to haul. 75% of the trucking industry voted for Donald Trump, and now they're losing their trucking businesses. They're losing money because there's no product to move from here to there. They're losing their jobs. So yeah, I take solace in knowing that you all who put this man in office in every attempt to hurt marginalized groups of people, I take solace in knowing that your ass is hurting too. But that's why Donald Trump, that's why Donald Trump keeps bringing up Biden, because Biden is red meat for the base. Biden is red meat for the base. And if he can continue to badger on Joe Biden's legacy in order to lift him up, when he know he is an abject failure, yeah, that plays well with the base.